Hello once again, my friends. I am Marksman, and today I'm going to be showing off some of the new Terraria 1.3 weapons. Now, anyone who has been on my channel before, you would probably know that I'm a really big fan of Terraria. I've spent well over 200 hours in it. I'm very, shall I say, deep into the abyss of Terraria, where I find myself residing more often than I would like to admit. Anyway, so I'm here to show off some of the new weapons. I guess we'll just start off then. I'm just finding all the stuff that I thought was super cool. If you think that there's something even cooler, or if you found something even cooler, please let me know. But these are some of the coolest ones that I've seen so far. Now, I'm by no means good enough to actually have unlocked all this stuff by this point in the game, by like day 2 or 3 of the actual update, but I have indeed spawned them in, and if you would like to know how to do that, you can ask me and I'll let you know. So I'll start off with some of the more basic ones. So this one's pretty cool. It's called the Yelets. It's like a big freaking yo-yo, and it just beats the crap out of people if they get close. And I think it's really cool. It's an interesting item. It kind of reminds me of like flying a kite. I'm like, woo, flying a kite. How's it going? That's pretty cool. I like that one a lot. This one is very, very Starbound-esque, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So this thing is a laser drill. So I can do that, and it'll shoot out a drill, and I can drill stuff from a distance. So that's pretty cool. I like that concept a lot. I don't know when I would ever use it, because it's pretty cool, I guess. I didn't know that it actually had axe power, but apparently it does. So that's pretty cool. It does a little bit of damage as well, which is nice. But it cannot go through walls. Oh, just kidding. It can go through wall. Oh my god, I destroyed my orichalcum? Yeah, orichalcum anvil. I'm trying to remember which brand of stuff it was. I did not know it could dig through walls. Alright, well there you go. Learn something new. You heard it here first, folks. This one is just kind of cool. I don't know. It's pretty difficult to make if I remember correctly, but it's a Molotov cocktail. They do a pretty decent amount of damage when they kind of start burning an enemy, which is really cool. They added a lot of they added a lot of summons to this update. So here's one. I believe you get it from fighting a UFO boss. It summons a little UFO buddy, and he just kind of hangs out with you. He'll shoot at enemies for you if they get close. That's pretty cool. I like him. He's a cool guy sometimes. It's pretty helpful. I'm gonna use my Wisp actually. No, I don't want my Wisp. Just kidding. So that one's pretty cool. That one is interesting because there's not very many things like it, or previously before the update. Now there are tons of things like it. You should know the pygmy and the what's the other one? The pygmy and the frost atronach, frost elemental. Those ones were in the previous 1.2 update. Here's another one, the sphere staff. It summons a little TIE fighter for you, which is cool. Also, this is the butcher chainsaw. It does a pretty decent amount of damage, 102 or 182 per second. So each tick will be 182 damage. But this is, I think, either its second best or best form. I'm not sure if it's legendary or godly, but I have that one, the godly one. These ones up top, I'm saving for later. This one is not necessarily supposed to be on that list. Oh yeah, the TIE fighter just kind of runs into people like that. If you're curious about my armor, I have the solar flare set, which you get by beating these pillars on the moon event cycle thingy. The moon event, and then I just dyed it, so it should look kind of more orangey, but I like the way this one looks a lot. And also I can straight up just run into enemies, because that is the set bonus of the thing. It generates a shield that you can use to dash through enemies, which is cool. I like that a lot. Anyway, back to the items. So this one isn't another one. This one came in the Goblin Army. So if you fight the Goblin Army, there's a special unit, only on expert mode I believe, who drops this. It's like a tentacle death beam. It uses very little mana, which is probably the only reason I'd ever use it, especially if I reforged it, because it's not very effective as is. It does not that much damage for later in the game, but it is cool. It is certainly a very cool item. It looks cool. It's nothing like anything else. Now, there's a pretty hefty focus later on down the line on stuff that rains down from the sky, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about in a minute here. But then I think my favorite of all the summons, and this one you get by crafting using Stardust or Celestial magic stuff. It's the blue one of the pillars later on. This one is another summon. It summons a freaking dragon. He is very powerful too. It is, and it does 69 damage, so it's perfect. It's exactly what you'd want out of life, you know? I'm very excited by this. But he is kind of annoying. I do dispel him when I'm doing other stuff. But what is really cool is that he'll actually fly through walls. So say you're digging around in the caves, he'll actually fly over and start beating the Jesus out of enemies that are like in another cave, and he'll find another cave for you, which is really cool. I did not expect that at all. I'm gonna disband my dragon because he's a cool guy, but I don't want him right now. Here's a bow. The bows in the update are very powerful, especially this one. I think this is the best bow in the game. It's called Phantasm. It shoots a whole dickload of arrows at once, and what's cool about this is it only consumes one arrow each time you shoot. And before the update, I realize this now, that you could actually have infinite arrows, because every time you'd shoot, it would create one arrow. So you could shoot like that, and then it has a chance of spawning 4 arrows off of the ones that you shot. So yeah, if you have some really good arrows, or it used to, but if you had some really good arrows, you could just have infinite. But no longer. So this is another, oh no, I'll save that one for later. The other one is oh, this one's cool. It reminds me a heck of a lot of Metroid, and that's why I like it. It shoots like a normal little bullet thingy, and it does use quite a bit of mana, so you have to be wary of that. But then if you charge it up, you can charge it to different degrees. Oh god, okay. You can charge it to different degrees, and it'll shoot larger or smaller bolts accordingly. But then if you fully charge it, oh, this is where the magic happens. You just shoot a beam, like a badass beam of deathness. So this one's pretty cool. I like this one. It reuses an insane amount of mana though, which is probably the only reason why I don't like it. It is Orion's belt in the palm of your hand. It just shoots a big old thing. Shoots a big old thing. It does a ton of damage, but it is very mana prohibitive, if I could interject my opinion. So this one's pretty cool. It drops from the fishy boss. I don't remember how to get the fishy boss, but it's an auto fire mace that creates bubbles, and the bubbles, you probably, ooh, bubbles are lame. No, the bubbles home in on enemies, which is really cool, and that leads me to my next item, and that's the bubble gun. Just shoots a crap ton of bubbles, and they do a lot of damage actually. I don't know if the bubbles pierce. I haven't really used it as my own weapon. On most of the other ones I have. This one I have not used as a personal defense weapon quite yet. And it does lack range. It doesn't go very far. I'll try it out on Werewolfy, man. Oh yeah. Tears his butt. Tears his butt up. His butt is now up. So yeah, it's pretty powerful gun. And it uses very little mana, which is also good. So this is the Venom Staff. It's the upgraded version of the Poison Staff from the last update. You're probably like, oh, why is it not even that good? It pierces enemies, so that's why it's good. Alright, leave me alone. That's not my favorite, but it's cool. Meteor Staff. Remember when I was talking about items that fall from the sky a lot? Well, there's that one. And it does some pretty cool stuff. I like this one kind of a lot. It doesn't do very much damage, but it is a pretty cool magic item if you have nothing to replace it with at the moment. I'm gonna dump off these fallen stars real fast if you don't mind. Alright. So then, I guess next on the list would be the Xenopopper. This one is really cool. You get it from killing the UFO boss, like the other ones, or a few of the other ones. And this is pretty cool. It shoots... So it shoots out these little bubbles, and then the bubbles pop and then go out and shoot somewhere else. Which is cool, because it shoots a lot at a time, and you can shoot it rapid fire like that. Which I like a lot. It's a cool it's a cool it's a thing. It's a cool thing. I like it kind of a lot. Okay, so there's even more summons, and this one could be argued as stuff raining down from the sky. So let's see if I can find an enemy here. Come on. How hard can it possibly be to find an enemy at night? Oh, no, never mind. Seriously though, like, I don't understand where all the enemies went. I don't know what happened, but for some reason there's just no more enemies anymore. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's what it does. Oh my goodness. Jesus Manili. Oh my, yeah, it's a turret. It's a super turret. It lasts for quite a long time, and let me use that in conjunction with the other one. Which, that one just shoots freaking like Gauss cannon, flak cannon, death, exploding beams of doom, and just stays there for like a really long time. And I'll just leave these guys be. It's a cool concept. You see the dealio though. Let's see, do I have anything else interesting in my inventory before I start showing you the really cool stuff? I don't think so. Yeah, that is all done. Oh, this is probably the last one that I'm going to show you from my actual inventory because it's the last one I have. This isn't so much a weapon so much as something that's just really, really cool and extremely helpful for late game bosses. It's called the Cosmic Car Key. And it lets you just fly indefinitely in a UFO, and you can attack from it. So yeah, that's a pretty good item. It's only slightly super OP. And from here I'm going to start showing you some of my favorites. And ending off with the greatest item in this update, and that's called Meowmere. Meowmere. Okay. So the first off, this is just super cool, and I like it a lot. It's called the laser machine gun. And if you've had any of the old laser guns from Terraria, you're probably like, pfft, laser machine gun, that's lame. Nah, dog. Just... It's a laser minigun. So have you ever liked Fallout? Yeah, you'll love this junk. It's a fun time. That's a really good one. Another one, I really like this one. It's a sword mace. So have you ever wanted to combine a sword with a mace? Well, there you go. It's called Solar Eruption. And the reason why this is so OP, first of all, it pierces enemies. Second of all, it creates a lot of light. Third of all, you can see that it's making enemies explode. Yeah, on contact, it makes things explode, which is just a neat touch. Like, let's just leave it at that. I think that is extremely cool. And it is very fast, too, which is unheard of for most items. I'm actually going to show you the second least cool out of the rest of these. So this one is very cool, but it's just not as cool as some of the other ones that I'm going to show you. I want to save Rainbow Prism, or Last Prism, to second to last, because that one's really cool. So this one is called Daybreak, and it is cool, not because of how awesome it is, because it's okay. It's not like, oh my god, it's the coolest thing of all time. It's just really powerful, and it has a cool effect that I've never seen in Terraria before. I won't be able to show it to you because there aren't enough enemies around that are strong enough to handle it, but it's just, you throw spears. And the reason why this is extra cool is because it'll actually stick into the bosses or stick into whatever you shoot, and it'll just stay there, which I've never seen before and is a really neat touch. So you actually fighting like a battle, and then like it'll like stick into the enemies, which is really cool. I'm actually gonna see if I can find something to display this on, because it's quite nifty. Is that mummy gonna last long enough for me to... Hello? Oh my god, how far down did this mummy go? Apparently he just died. It doesn't matter. That mummy never existed, don't worry about it. If you have to ask, you can't afford it. Auto Ray there, I'll show you... Oh, I can't even show you that one because it requires other stuff. Oh man. Okay, oh no, these slimes are not powerful enough. So also, if you're wondering why I'm just like spawning green cysts that are making enemies die, It's because of this, which is the hard mode or extreme mode Plantera boss fight drop, special drop, that essentially makes it so that you constantly spawn these little spores that will attack enemies, which is just really cool. Let's see, will they be able to survive one? Come on. Hey, see? It's sticking inside of him, which is extremely cool. I like that effect a whole lot. And it lights enemies on fire around them too, which is another cool effect. I'm going to use... Okay, we'll try this one out. It traces enemies, as you can see. It's following him down there if he doesn't die fast enough. And then it explodes, and it does a ton of damage. It is 92. It does continuous damage, but I've seen it explode a lot, and that's concerning because I wish it would just keep doing damage, like follow around enemies and keep doing damage like that, but that's fine too. So let me show you Lunar Flare, because this one, again, raining down stuff from the sky, the common theme in this whole Terraria update. Just a Gatling gun of death. And the reason why this one is extra cool is because most of the items like Star Fury can't go through walls, but this one targets exactly where your mouse is. Let me recharge my mana. Also, to recharge your mana faster when you're in the UFO, you just have to land for a second, that's it. So it can go through walls up until where you hit the mouse pointer, or until it hits an enemy, if it hasn't already done so. So, yeah. That's a really cool item. I like that one a lot. It is pretty much the coolest, as Josh Peck would say. I'll show you Star Fury. No, but Star Wraith is so cool. I'll save that one to second to last. So I'll show you my third favorite item in this update. And it's called... You know what? No. Meowmare isn't even as cool as Last Prism. I take it all back. I take it all back. Here's Meowmare. You shoot cats. I mean, it is amazingly powerful, but it's kind of lame, let's be honest here. I mean, it's a cool idea. It does 303 damage, which is just... And they light enemies on fire. So really, like... Do you want to just wreck everything, and then you just check the yes box, and then everything just dies? I'm going to turn off my spore spawning so that I can actually, you know, see what happens to the enemies. So yeah, Meowmare. It's cool, I guess. It's not as cool as it could be, but it's pretty cool. They do bounce around a lot, which is also interesting, and it swings really fast, so I could just spawn infinite Nyan cats if I wanted to. So then Star Wraith, actually, you know, Last Prism is probably my favorite, even though it's probably the hardest one to use as well. Star Wraith is cool, but only because it's just Star Fury, but 100,000 times better, because you can just spawn infinite stars. You never have to stop. It doesn't consume any mana. It's just... Oh, whoops. I don't know why that happened. I just scrolled over it when I was holding mouse button. It's extremely overpowered, but it's so cool. So now I'm going to wait for some enemies, and then I'm going to show you my favorite weapon in Terraria. And I'm assuming the last update. So my favorite weapon ever in Terraria. That's pretty intense, you know. Also, you do explode when you take damage with the sun gear. Also, the Warding Shield of Cthulhu is an expert pickup from Cthulhu's Eye, or the Eye of Cthulhu. And that lets you do the dash pretty early on in the game, so that's a pretty good one. And then you can... It gives you a bonus 2 defense just off the bat. If you're wondering why I have all this junk on here, it's because there's an item called Cell Phone, right here, that allows you to just do everything and also have the effect of Magic Mirror. So, you know what? I could do that right now, but I'm not going to. So it looks like there's a pretty decent number of enemies here, right? I mean, let's just... Not exactly my favorite sound in the world, but it is just so overpowered. I mean, it just turns into a beam of instant death. It does 100 damage per tick. Even times you don't even have to focus the beam all the way, and then it just kills stuff, like, instantly. It is just... It is so cool. It doesn't even do the most damage. It's just the coolest effect. Even if it's ever rated like the worst item in the new update, I don't give a ball. I don't give any ball. Not a single one. It's just super cool, man. I mean, just look at that. It's like a rave in your pocket that blows stuff up. So yeah, that was a Terraria update. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed and want to see more content like this of any of the things, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/themarksman46, twitter.com/markthemarksman, twitch.tv/marksman46. And I hope you enjoyed this update. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you find any new weapons that I have not seen in this update, let me know, and I'll definitely not invest the time into Terraria to get them back, but instead I'll just, you know, spawn them in, because I have stuff to do, man. I can't just spend my whole life playing Terraria. I need to program and stuff. Anyway, thank you guys, and as always, stay frosty.